Hey guys, welcome to another video from Overbike Gaming, and I'm back. Yes, I am slightly less of a man than I used to be because I've had part of me cut off, but even without a second big toe, I am still here and producing videos for you guys because I enjoy it. So there you go. So obviously, having been laid up in a hospital bed, it gave me a fair amount of time to play games on my phone as it happened. I could have brought in the Steam Deck, but the Steam Deck's got a really short charging cable and I just didn't want to complicate it, so I played on my phone. And I bought a few games, one of which was today's subject, which is Star Wars The Old Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. Now, I've always preferred the first one, to be perfectly honest, but it did surprise me how well it ran on a phone. So obviously you've got touchscreen controls, but it's basically anywhere. So there's no stupid buttons you have to press, and there's obviously menus that you click on, but there's no like sort of directional padded buttons on it and stuff like that, which really turns me off touchscreen gaming, basically. And I was even further impressed that when I got home I was able to transfer the save from my phone onto my PC and play the restored version. But that came with its own complications, which we'll get into in just a moment. So in Knights of the Old Republic 2, you play as the Exile, a former Jedi who now has lost touch with the Force, and you start to get it back. And it's a bit of a mystery why, and as you go on you meet up with companions and you go through this galaxy-spanning adventure, which ends abruptly, would be a nice way of saying it. It really feels like, I think it was Obsidian that did it, were rushed at the end. I think everybody that's played it knows there's a lot of cut content and the ending is very abrupt. Sorry if I'm a little bit gravelly, I got a cold in hospital. Go to hospital and get a cold, lovely. Which is also spiking my blood sugar because I'm diabetic as well now. So all the fun of the fair. So I eat the nasty, horrible, healthy things, and I still get high blood sugar because I got a cold. Great. So you've got the Restoration Project, which is what I use on the PC version, which really introduces cut content, sorts out a lot of stuff in it. But it does introduce potentially a few bugs. So I lost about 3 hours of game time because once I'd found all of the Jedi and as they were assembling on Dantooine, the cutscene wouldn't trigger and I couldn't get into the Jedi enclave that had been rebuilt or whatever and meet the Jedi. So I had to remove the restoration mod and replay from an older save, so it took me about 3 hours to get back to where I was, and then the cutscene triggered and I was able to finally sort of progress in the game. Moving forward, I put the restoration mod back on. I also got the dark side ending because it's very specific in getting the light side ending. It's very, you need to do something very specific. You need to rebuild HK and go to the HK factory, which I didn't do. I rebuilt HK, I didn't go to the factory. Because I didn't do this, I didn't get the option for the light side ending, so I got the dark side ending, even though my entire playthrough was light side, which is a shame because, you know, dark side's more fun. Telling a mugger to fuck off and go jump in a pit is always fun with Force Persuade, so there you go. But the mobile version would get a recommendation from me. It does work well. I'm assuming it doesn't have the restoration patch. In fact, I know it doesn't. So it doesn't have the cut content restored or anything like that. But it is a good functional game on a phone. A tablet would have been better. I did play a few other things on my phone. I installed a PS2 emulator and played the Third Age, but I've done a video on that. You know I love that game. And I also played the first Titan Quest, which did have on-screen controls, unfortunately, but it wasn't badly done because they kind of dumbed it down to the point where One button does a lot of things, like it attacks, it picks up, stuff like that, and talks to people. So all the three of those would be a bit of a recommendation. I did try San Andreas as well, but I couldn't get on with the on-screen controls on that at all. So wouldn't recommend that one. But KOTOR 2, KOTOR 1 has been like one of my favourite games forever. I remember I got it just before Christmas, and I played it, and Christmas came, and I played it in preference to anything I got on Christmas. I just played it until I completed it, and then moved on to the other stuff because it was such a good game and such a good story. This one is slightly more out there, I think would be a better point of using it. It's all about sort of voids of the Force and trying to destroy the Force, and it sort of goes further in that sort of direction than I would personally like. You have a classic betrayal, but it's one that you see coming because there's a character that's one of your companions who just disagrees with every good thing you do and tries to tell you, no, you shouldn't do the good things. Bad things are better. So it's not really like it's not a surprise when the betrayal happens. You're just like, oh, there's a shocker. It doesn't help that the name sort of points towards it either. So there you are. Anyway, guys, so Knights of the Republic 2, not as good as the first one. Still a fun ride. Perhaps the ending's not as good as it should be. As I said, a little bit disappointed I didn't get a light side ending, but God knows how far back I'd have to go into order to get to that factory. I couldn't even. It wasn't on my map or anything, so I couldn't even find it. So I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to save my voice. So just a short one, but I'm back. I'm not healthy. I've got multiple appointments coming up. I got one in the morning tomorrow with a podiatrist, and then I got to go and get a blood pressure machine, and then Wednesday I got another one with a different podiatrist. So they're all looking at my foot healing and making sure my blood sugar doesn't cause anything like this again, because it was a diabetes related infection that I got in my toe. Because obviously I didn't know I had it, so I was living my life, pretty much like an irresponsible fool, like all of us. Yeah, we all do things that we know are bad for us, and hope that nothing happens. And sometimes it happens, and you have to deal with it, which is what's gone on here. So I've been clean of cigarettes and alcohol for like 2 weeks now. Over that, I have switched to vaping. Not gonna knock everything on the head, because like my precious Taco Bell and Jim Beam are gone. So it's like, well, I wasn't there. I'm gonna keep the nicotine at least. But I will drink again. I'm not swearing off the stuff entirely, but initially I want to try and get my blood sugar under control, into a routine, and then I can drink moderately. I'll probably just stick to the weekends rather than whenever I want kind of thing. So with that said, I'll catch you next week. Take it easy, and well, thanks for hanging around, I guess. Love you guys. Cheers.